Hey, great to have you with us for an action-packed episode of Movie Juice right here on Star Picks. I'm Renee Brack, and I mean there's lots of action to show you in some of the best films you'll see this year. Here's what's coming up. Get in on the chat I have with Australian director Andrew Dominik and Ben Mendelsohn about their new crime comedy, Killing Them Softly, co-starring Brad Pitt and James Gandolfini. While we're into the whole crime thing, let's check out Lawless, the illegal booze movie starring Tom Hardy, Guy Pearce and Shia LaBeouf from another Australian director, John Hillcoat. And if you like free stuff but don't want to turn to crime to get it, we've got a special Movie Juice competition coming up where you can score a prize if you tell us the truth about lying. But first, let's head to Trailer Park and check out the remake of Red Dawn. The 1984 original starred Patrick Swayze and Charlie Sheen. High school kids defend their country against a Soviet invasion. In 2012, Chris Hemsworth leads the crusade against a North Korean invasion. When something even more unthinkable happens, all electronic devices stop working. How can we save the world without our mobile phones? Here's your Movie Juice first look preview of Red Dawn.
You're in the Air Force, right?
Marines, actually.
How long are you here for?
A few weeks.
30 seconds left. Just get us in field goal range. 22!
The blackout may run along the entire northwest corridor.
What's going on? Cabin.
Jed, you take care of your brother, you hear me?
All right, now go now. Go while you still can. Let's go.
If you're seeing this broadcast, you are in a part of the country no longer controlled by the government of the United States.
Boys, I love you both, but I want you to do what I would do. Kill this piece of...
They mess with the wrong family.
How did this happen?
There's a new class of weapon. Everything went offline and never came back. They wipe us out, including U.S. Central Command.
What am I supposed to do?
I'm gonna fight. Anybody who wants to join is welcome to it. We'll hit them on our terms.
We're the Wolverines.
And we create chaos. We need to steal that weapon.
It'd be the foothold we need and take our homes back.
I can't. Yes, you can. Relax. And squeeze.
We inherited our freedom. Now it's up to all of us to fight for it. For them, this is just some place. For us, this is our home.
Red Dawn invades Australian screens from November 21. Now we'll take a look at our first big cinema release this week, Killing Them Softly. Brad Pitt and James Gandolfini star in this crime comedy that takes a savagely honest look at the decline of the American empire. So check out my chat with director Andrew Dominik, who made the Australian classic Chopper, and one of the stars of this new film, Ben Mendelsohn.
All right, you ready to do this? That's what you got, dishwashing gloves? We're gonna look like a bunch of amateurs. What's this?
A sawn-off shotgun. It's what you asked me to get you.
It's gonna kill everybody in the room.
Mark Trapman's game was hit a couple of nights ago.
Hey! Just give it all up and nobody gets hurt. It's only money.
So where do we go from here? We start with Trapman. They are not gonna okay anything major here. What does that mean? They just want you to talk to them.
Hey, what's going on? Hey!
Talk to them. Shove them around a little. Don't hurt them too badly, because they don't want them hurt.
Let's have a beer.
We got the two kids. One of them's starts bragging about how he just knocked over this guy's game for $100K. I don't know what it is with these guys. They can't keep their mouth shut about nothing.
Andrew, you've assembled the grubbiest cast I have ever seen out of all the films you've ever made.
Right, well, he's the grubbiest.
Yeah, you are really grubbed up this time round.
I am very grubbed up indeed.
You play a really creepy, comedic, criminal capitalist. So what are some of the great characteristics that Russell has?
Well, Russell's certainly a survivor. I mean, the thing about, you know, Scoot McNairy and myself play these two, you know, very sort of bottom-of-the-barrel kind of criminals. And, you know, they're trying very hard to survive, basically, just to sort of, you know, get on in an, you know, ever-diminishing pool of resources. But, I mean, you know, these kind of characters, and Andrew, you know, wrote some just fantastic stuff for us to sort of say.
So who's gonna do it, you? I need Mickey for that one. New York Mickey?
So what, you want me to do a double?
I can handle it. I don't know if they'll spring for 2 guys. It's a 2-man job.
And the book that you took this story from, the Higgins book, it was set in New Orleans some time ago, but you've kind of updated it with a modern GFC theme to it all?
Yeah, well, it was actually set in Boston in the 70s, and, you know, it's a crime film, but it's also like the story of an economic crisis. And, you know, at the time, when I read the book, there was an economic crisis going on, and the two things seemed to dovetail, you know.
Can you tell me the story too about getting some of the other key cast on board, like working with Brad again and also James Gandolfini? They had great scenes together, and Ray Liotta?
Well, you know, Brad and I have got a sort of a relationship from Jesse James, and you know, we're always sort of checking in with each other periodically about what's going on. At the time, I actually asked him if he was interested in this movie because I was just trying to, like, you know, knock him out of the running, make sure that he didn't want to do it, but he did. He kind of responded to it favourably, and that made life, you know, really easy. And a lot of people will just kind of get on board once he's, you know, involved in something.
You do seem to be more kind as a director towards criminals than you are cruel. Than you are cruel?
Well, you know, not to Frankie and Russell, it didn't turn out so well for them. But yeah, I mean, I like criminals. It's probably in the blood somewhere.
You ever killed anyone? They cry, they plead, they call for their mothers. And the man comes around. I like to kill them softly, from a distance. You come up here to do something, remember?
I don't take orders from you.
Get out of the car now!
I didn't do nothing.
Know what you gotta do, right? You know, this is a business of relationships. Don't make me less. When the man comes around. I'm living in America. And in America, you're on your own.
Killing Them Softly is in cinemas right across Australia. And I predict James Gandolfini and Andrew Dominik will get Oscar nominations in 2013. OK, well, I need a short break, but when I come back, we'll join Alicia Malone for the latest, hottest premiere in the US and find out who the 7 psychopaths are who turned up to a crazy red carpet. Back in a moment. Hey, it's wonderful to have you with us for more Movie Juice. In just a moment, we'll tag along with Alicia Malone in the US for the film premiere of The Sessions. But right now, here's the latest, hottest movie news. Did you know there's an untold story of 007? And find out who the 7 psychopaths are who turned up to a crazy red carpet. The cast of 7 Psychopaths gathered for the LA premiere. The crime comedy co-stars Abby Cornish, Christopher Walken, Colin Farrell, Sam Rockwell and Tom Waits. Earlier, the 3 male leads talked about having their own psychopathic moments.
A potential psychopathic moment. Today, if I hadn't gotten my coffee, maybe. Before these interviews, yes.
I used to follow paparazzi around, and I'd pull down the cul-de-sac, knowing that there was no way, and I'd turn around and the cars would come around after me, and then I'd trap them.
Wow. Wow.
I'd trap him and I'd get out of the car, and I mean,
that's awesome.
I never got beaten because I'm not a tough guy.
I'm too nervous about everything to be psychopathic. I stay in my room, really, most of the time.
The world now knows that Seth MacFarlane is the host of the next Oscars in 2013. the creator of the outrageous TV show Family Guy and the swear bear of the big screen, Ted, is a risky choice. Take a look at his work so far.
I met a girl.
Nice.
She's a cashier.
You know what I like to do to her? Something I call a dirty fuzzy.
But there's more to Seth than potty-mouthed cartoon characters. He's a singer who loves Frank Sinatra, and he loves old Hollywood glamour. So we are kind of guaranteed to get a host that's all class. Maybe.
The company's having their 20th anniversary party next week.
Company's turning 20, so you can bang it, but you can't get it drunk. Right?
Alec Baldwin was spotted taking in the sun, sand and surf of La Paz, Mexico. The big and small screen star struck several poses around the coastal city in an effort to pump up tourism.
And I want to encourage everyone to come down here to the Sea of Cortez in Mexico and visit this beautiful, beautiful area.
Over in the Big Apple, stars celebrated 50 years of James Bond movies at the premiere of a new documentary, Everything or Nothing, the untold story of 007.
Yeah, the first Bond film I ever saw, I was probably like 9 years old. It was The Spy Who Loved Me, or A Spy Who Loved Me, right? It was Roger Moore's like third or fourth or fifth. I can't remember. It was his best one.
I really loved when Pierce Brosnan was James Bond. He's one of my favorite actors.
First one I ever saw, Dr. No, as a kid. Because, you know, it was like, holy cow. Am I allowed to see this?
Halle Berry in Die Another Day. Pretty badass. She is beautiful, and to just see her as a strong black woman embodying that role was pretty historical.
60,000 music fans gathered in New York Central Park for the Global Citizen Festival to End Poverty. Neil Young, Foo Fighters and the Black Keys were among performers hitting the stage for a crowd that included celebrities such as Chelsea Clinton, Colin Hanks, Olivia Wilde and Selena Gomez.
This is the kind of stuff that I love to be a part of. It's everybody getting together, musicians and different organizations, and really focusing on things that need to be heard and things that people need to be educated on.
And all of it is for the purpose of ending global poverty through these incredible organizations, hundreds of millions of dollars being raised. This is like my fantasy. I mean, I can't even believe it's real.
Here's some of what they saw.
This whole world has been good to me, and I try to give back, and I try to be free. Hey, so let it go away. Let it go to hate the taste. Wait, gonna lay down before she hits the ground. She's gonna want to explode.
And that's it for Movie Juice News. Now it's time to join Alicia Malone in the US and find out about a new film called The Sessions. It stars William H. Macy and a host of other big names, and it's already winning awards right across the world. Here's Premiere.
This week we head to Toronto for the premiere of The Sessions, a new film starring John Hawkes, Helen Hunt and William H. Macy. With major Oscar buzz that started in Sundance and continued through Toronto, The Sessions tells the true story of a man with polio who wants to lose his virginity, so he hires a sexual surrogate to help him.
You know, it's rare to find something beautiful and rare to find something new. And I haven't seen, you know, a dozen movies about sex surrogates. So I felt really lucky to get to be bringing this woman to life.
It deals with sex in such a candid, refreshingly honest, human way. And, you know, down in the States, we're rather perverted in our attitudes towards sex. We're okay with violence, but sex makes us queasy. And I would love to be part of anything where we could flip that formula on its head, because I hate violence, and I do like sex.
It was all of those things, and Ben Lewin himself, who wrote and directed the film. Ben's a polio survivor himself. He's uniquely qualified to tell this story. He's a very funny man and a very dear person that you can't really help but fall for and want to do your best for. But it really does begin with the script. I just loved the script and loved the character of Mark O'Brien. I was honestly nervous about being an able-bodied person playing this character, but when I met Ben, the first thing I asked him was why not a disabled actor, and he assured me that he'd searched and found some wonderful people, some of whom he was able to put in the movie, but he hadn't quite found his mark, and he thought that I could do it. So.
Well, that's it from Alicia in the US. I think I'll take another short break, and when I come back, I'll have Guy Pearce, Tom Hardy and Shia LaBeouf talking about what life was like in the film Lawless. Oh, and have a think about the greatest lie you'd be willing to tell, because it just might win our competition. Don't go away. Hey, great you could stick around for more Movie Juice. Now imagine what life would be like if booze was illegal. Well, at one point it was, and the crime of that time is explored in a new film starring Tom Hardy, Guy Pearce and Shia LaBeouf. It's directed by the Aussie guy, John Hillcoat, and it's called Lawless. Take a look.
Would you like to come for a ride with me sometime?
I know who you are.
Oh, yeah? Who's that?
One of them Bond Ramp boys. My daddy says you boys are the worst thing ever to hit Franklin.
You tell your daddy I said hi.
We got a chance to make a good stack of money here.
Pure corn whiskey, so white lightning. Come on, Forrest, see you dance.
I ain't dancing for you two.
Come on.
It's impressive.
I respect you, Blind Rest. You want any more of this stuff?
As much as you can bring me. They survive by making moonshine and selling it to the big cities like Chicago, and they're country folk who supply and demand, the demand for alcohol and prohibition.
Seems you've been involved in certain illegal activities.
There's a new special deputy. Been brought in from the city. Want to work it out so everybody can do some business. Is that so?
I'm the one who's going to make your life real difficult from now on if you don't toe the line, country boy.
One of the things, I guess, that John Hillcoat, our director, was really interested in making this film and looking at was the coming together, I suppose, of the city gangster genre, as well as the Western. So one of the ways in which we express that is through my character, Charlie, in his absolute disdain for these disgusting people who kind of live in the dirt and, everything's filthy, everything's kind of, he's incredibly violent and incredibly corrupt. He's not a cop that, has an honest perspective on criminal activity. He himself just kind of steamrolls in and then tries to take over.
I'm a bonder. We don't lay down for nobody.
Those men that attacked you, they work for dangerous people.
The one thing you can come away from John's films with is that they're all very visceral, tangible. He's dealing with things, even in the road, that maybe in the distant future, but it doesn't seem sci-fi-esque at all. It all seems very real. He works with the truth of a documentarian. He's a truth seer, and he's incredibly intelligent. He lets shots breathe. He lets his movies breathe. It's old school.
We are survivors. We control the fear. But without the fear, we are all as good as dead. This is a war they're waging. You ain't gonna survive.
I think John just has such a strong vision of how he sees the overall project. And then as an actor, I think he really is like a great actor's director. He's so collaborative and very trusting and so open to hearing all of your ideas and everything that you have to offer.
One of the things that's really special about this film are the performances. Tom Hardy, Jessica Chastain, Shia, Mia Wasikowska, Gary Oldman. It's a cast that clearly was quite spectacular, just reading their names on the page, let alone seeing what they did on set, and let alone seeing how that's transformed on screen.
Lawless is in cinemas right now. Okay, this week we're asking, WTF? What's the fuss about Seth MacFarlane hosting the Oscars in 2013? Well, he is the creator of the risque TV show Family Guy, and he did create Ted, the swear bear who drinks too much and hangs out with hookers. So what can we expect? We'll take a look at his dad's reaction when Seth tells him the good news.
Hi, I'm Seth MacFarlane, and I've got some very, very big news. And I've invited my father over today because I want him to be the first to know. I have been asked to host the 85th Annual Academy Awards.
Wow.
Isn't that great?
That's pretty amazing.
Isn't it? I'm overwhelmed with excitement.
Congratulations.
Thank you, yeah.
Big news.
Yeah.
Anyway, listen, I brought you these
these bathing suits, and I want you to have them. They don't fit me anymore, obviously.
I don't really need bathing suits.
No, listen, they're beautiful bathing suits. They're barely used. Here, I'm not. Take them. I wore them only once, and I had on underwear underneath there, so nothing of importance ever touched the mess.
I have invited you here today to tell you I'm hosting the Oscars. This should be huge news to you.
Of course, it's wonderful news, but also the fact that you're getting almost brand new bathing suits is also good news. And I think a thank you is in order.
Fine. Thank you for these. Wow, 3 new bathing suits, or kind of new. I'll issue a press release.
Give me those. I'm gonna give these to Billy Crystal.
That clip is up on our FB page. That's facebook.com/MNCTV. So jump online and join in on the debate about whether Seth MacFarlane will be a great Oscars host or maybe the worst one ever. OK, now we'll invite you to think up the very best lie you can and see if you can use it to win a prize in our Movie Juice competition, which is all about a new film called The Words, starring Zoe Saldana, Dennis Quaid and Bradley Cooper. And thanks to our friends at the Becker Film Group, we're celebrating the release of The Words by giving 10 lucky viewers the chance to win a double pass to see the film when it opens in cinemas all around the country from October 11. To enter, all you have to do is tell us in 25 words or less, what is the biggest lie you would tell to get what you wanted? For more details, visit facebook.com/MNCTV. OK, well, that's it for Movie Juice, but I'd love you to tune in again because next time we've got Oliver Stone and Benicio del Toro on the show talking about the new film they've made together called Savages. But in the meantime, why not stick with Star Picks for all the movies you know and the actors you love? Broadcast in glorious high definition with 5.1 surround sound where available. For all the best in entertainment news, find or follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube and mnc.tv.